right, so I'm in Romario's office, and this is one of my favorite spots here in Hong Kong to hang out and just to kind of see. As you can see right here, there's a lot of bikes here. But let's go ahead and start on this first one right here on this wall. This is Romario's Japanese wall. As you can see here, there are 4 bikes on the wall right here. All very unconventional, but also very cool. Let's go ahead and look at this first one first. Right here, this is the Panasonic, everyone's favorite NJS bike right here. But my favorite thing about this bike are, of course, the wheels, the Shimano carbon road wheels, but they are swapped over to track and the solid crank as well. So very cool, very iconic, and also the handlebar. It is color matched with the blue on the frame here. So very cool. I like this one. And then let's go down right here. This is the Yumizawa Pursuit with campy Bora wheels. I mean, what else can you say? Very cool. Comes with aero tubing. As you can see down here, you gotta love aero tubing. Romario, do you know if this is Tange tubing or what kind of tubing this is?
Tange aero.
It's Tange, right? Yeah. Of course, Japanese kind of top aero frame or tubing is Tange, especially back in the 80s and 90s as well. And then this one right here, let me go and swap around. Ravanello, Mr. Ravanello with the Araya disc, Kevlar disc. The Silva aluminum front. This is 724 in the front. Concours Sprint saddle. Christie. What kind of handlebar is that? Is that the ITM?
ITM.
ITM handlebar. And then the Super Maxi solid crank. This one's cool too. And then of course down here another Ravanello. White one with a Techno 5 spokes. Romario says this is unique because this is a track wheel set, so it's not converted or anything like that from road to track, which you see quite often, and so that's pretty sweet. Here it is. Of course, my fave right here, the CHCD. Can't go wrong with that. Before we go to the other bikes, let's look at some of these parts first. Here is a very interesting wheel. We'll start with this one first. This is the Araya Super Light. It is very light. I picked it up earlier, and it's only, I would think, about 800 grams if I'm correct, something like that. And then of course this one right here it's Sugino, right? Sugino. Do you know what brand?
I say Sugino.
You say Sugino?
Yeah, I say
okay.
Sugino. Yeah.
Okay.
But I think you say Sugino, right?
Sugino, however you say it. But this one is cool. You mind if I pick it up?
Yeah.
Because if you pick it up, you see, I don't know if you can see it as much, but there's the honeycomb. You don't know anything about honeycomb. It is very popular amongst Sugino or Sugino disc. They're all made this way, or most of them, especially the carbon ones. But even for the aluminum ones, my aluminum ones, they say that the core of it is honeycomb, kind of like that, like what you just saw right there as well. But what's unique about this one is that, of course, the obvious, it is white. Super rare to see white carbon, let alone on a disc, and especially on a Sugino disc as well. So that's pretty cool. right, let's move on to this wall. This is the Italian slash
But we can say European.
European wall.
European.
Start with this Canago. This is an aerodynamic Canago as well. Very rare, right, Romero?
It is.
How many in the world?
There's only 3 that I know.
There's 3 that he knows, and this
the
is
the other 2 ones are in Taiwan.
1 of 3 that is known. The other 2 are in Taiwan. Wow. And I get to lay eyes on it right here. Very cool. With the
Look at the bump backer.
blue Canago, campy Canago, pan-toed crankset, and then of course the BB, very unique. It's pretty cool. Look at that. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I'm all about 80s and 90s aero frames. Very cool. Of course, the Flight carbon Kevlar saddle with the LP composites riser and the Canago stem. Very cool. And then going up here, this is, according to Romario, the Italian-made Hellas Pursuit. Is this 700 or is the front 650?
650.
650 front, 700 rear. Very, very unique, very interesting as well. I kind of dig that pink that comes with the Hellas design. The campy disc in the back. All right, let's move on to over here. Let's look at this thing right here. This is a Texima. I don't know what you call this. I would just say a track bike, but it's very unique. It has Philip Bray's gusset in the front, and then at the BB it has this support portion right here to make the frame stiffer. And then I don't know if you can really tell, but this is actually aero tubing on a down tube. And then the back right here, it has the wishbone in the back, disc, Karima 4-spoke in the front. Very cool. Carbon seat, Kevlar seat, of course, with the seat post, and in the front right here, it is the Pursuit time trial FES carbon handlebar that goes, in my opinion, perfectly with this build. A very nice build. Before I get to those over there, let me get to this right here first. This is Canago Pursuit, the fork mount handlebar. Romario, have you tried riding this thing, and how does it feel?
It feels stretched.
Yeah, feels stressed. Very stretched, huh?
Yeah, stretched out.
Of course, with the fur double disc, jumbo to front, and the rear right there, campy crankset with the Panto chainring. A very cool Panto. Oh, very nice. Very nice. Coming down to some of the parts. Fluid disc wheels. Then over here we have cranksets. Suntour, my personal all-time favorite, for obvious reasons. Mish. And then we have Mavic, Starfish, and Strong Light chainring. Few saddles, lane, bio turbo, turbo bio, however you want to say it. Similarly, Maestro rolls and a San Marco, kind of a sprint-ish looking. Now let's move on to this wall. We'll start first with this Hara. Romario, you want to tell me a little bit about this bike while I record it?
So, Hara, UK made, carbon monocoque. Very interesting. I think it was the same era where the Lotus bikes got developed, and then everything, the wild bikes there. And then specifically paired with the light bluish components, and it was inspired by the Urba alien bike that I saw online previously. It was the Urba bike was built for the Japanese bike fair, and it was just so alienish that I really like it. So I just paired it with the the all blue zip wheel set, which is very hard to find. That's the only blue Zip 3000 that I see in the market.
He's talking about this wheel right here. Yeah. And this is original, right? Not repainted or anything. Yeah. Very cool.
And a very nice Aerolite triathlete handlebar with the arrow fin at the stem area.
Right here.
It's very nice. And we often see Hotta, the road version in the market, but this one is pure track.
So it's not a converted or anything like that.
So you can see on the body, it doesn't have any the brackets for the derailleurs and stuff like that.
This thing looks fast. That's all I have to say.
I don't know if you can capture on the screen, I mean on the camera, but the fork is actually blue carbon.
Oh.
Bluish carbon.
See if we can get, oh yeah, blue carbon right here. See that fade? That is not a reflection of the wheels. That is what it is. It's actually blue carbon. Is this stock or is this aftermarket?
I'm not sure. It comes with the frame.
It came with the frame, huh? Wow. That is very unique.
I think a lot of the ones that we see is like using the Hot Pro carbon fork. But when I really look online with the research and stuff like that, and I see that a lot of track versions doesn't come with the Aero, the Hot Pro fork.
I see.
Instead, they sometimes come with an alu fork or like a slimmer carbon fork. So maybe that's it. Yeah.
Well, it looks good with it. It looks awesome. Spinner G's for you hipsters. Then going up right here. What about this bad boy? It's Karima. How do you say? Control?
Control.
Control.
No, it's French.
Control.
I don't know about French. So.
Now, this one's all carbon as well. Carbon Karima disc. This front wheel is bunkers. It's, what is it called? The
straight line.
Straight line.
Straight
line 5,000. Is that what it is?
5,000? 500?
500, 5,000, 500, 5,000, something like that. And then of course the crank set right here. Very cool. This is a blue one too, right? Blue carbon.
It's a blue carbon train ring.
Wow.
Matching the Flight 3 Evolution saddle.
Flight 3 is all the way up here. It is blue carbon as well. I don't know if you can see that.
But that zip crank right there is the first carbon crank by Zip, or even I think it's the first carbon crank in the world.
From Zip.
From Zip. Or yeah, the first common crank.
Is this a track crank or is it a road? It's a road
yeah.
crank. Okay.
It's for several chainring, but just deal with the spindle length and
Yep.
and make it work.
Make it work. Man, that's cool. Well, nowadays people are transferring road cranks into track frames because you change the spindles and whatnot pretty easily nowadays. This is an awesome looking bike. Me personally, I will be afraid to ride this on the street just because it's so clean and I wouldn't know what to do with it on the road besides pedal, but I will be afraid to pedal. So this looks good as it is right here. All right, let's move on to a few of these. We'll go through this right here very quick. This is a look. What is this look? I know they come with triple digits, right? Most of them?
Yeah. This is 264.
264, all right.
Yeah. Some people say that that's the French version of Candle.
Oh, okay. I can see.
An alu frame. I think this is one of my best ride.
This one right here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Very daily, responsive, easy to ride.
All right. The French Cannondale track. I can kind of see it. And the reason why I say that is all this, you know. Is this aluminum?
It's aluminum.
It's aluminum.
And it's the first version. It's the first version that they produce. Because I think the second version of this 264 is done by another company which doesn't have smooth welds.
Oh, okay. Yeah, and the reason why I ask if it was aluminum or not is because usually when I look at aluminum bikes, you see the welds, right? You see the welds come there, and you know, this one doesn't have any. So, but it does look really nice. I see the welds down here now on the BB, but I expected to see that up here on the seat tubes and down tubes and all that as well. But very clean bike. Good daily, huh?
Yes.
Very good daily. And then down here, Pinarello. This is aluminum as well, yeah?
It's aluminum, yeah.
Aluminum as well.
With a steel fork.
Steel fork. Right here. The nimble tri-spoke. And the campy crank. Right here with the Pinarello Panto on the chainring. Cool. I like the pink. I think the pink really sets it off. Gives it a very interesting look. All right, let's roll over here. Back to the carbon and titanium. Elin. Carbon frame. Ambrose wheel set. And you say you just received this wheel set, yeah?
Yeah.
That's really neat. Is it white or is it?
It's gray.
It's gray, right? Yeah, I figured these usually come in that kind of lightish gray color. Wow, I really like the colorway of this. Very cool. Pursuit handlebar. This is like the millionth carbon saddle I've seen in here. Strong light cranks. Oh yeah. Neato. And then of course, last but not least up here, actually not last but not least, we have one more. The banana bike. Raleigh Banana. This is titanium?
Titanium.
Titanium tubes all around, or is it meshed onto? I see some.
The fork is steel. The steel fork.
The fork is steel.
Everything's titanium.
Yeah, 753 Reynolds, I'm assuming, and then even the lugs, or are they like connected, bonded?
The bonded. Yeah.
They're bonded, right? Yeah. Okay.
It's
so
like those early.
the carbon bonded.
Bonded
Yeah,
frames,
I figured. Okay. All right.
Or the early alu frames, like done by Allen.
Yep, the Allens do that. Mavic, Starfish, And this is 700,
650.
650 as well. So how many bikes do you have in here that are 700, 650?
1, 2, 3, 4. I think I have 4 currently.
4, okay. It does look like a banana, but a fast banana. All right, so coming from those bikes, let's just look at these handlebar collections. This is the Superman ITM handlebar. If you haven't seen this thing go, you literally, Romario said he stretched earlier, but this is literally stretching you out as far as possible to be as aero as possible.
It's like doing yoga.
It's like doing yoga for bikes, he says. And then these two are ITM NOS handlebars. Are these time trials, right?
Yeah, time trial.
Time trial handlebars with the boxes. Romario's got the goodies. Then let's go over here. Last but not least, this thing right here. The Rossen front fork mount. I always call these like horn bars. I don't call them bull horns. They're just the devil's horn. That's what it is. Because they pop up like bull horns, but bigger. Very cool Mavic disc with strong light crankset. Oh yeah, look at that saddle. Very nice. Very neat. Nice patina all around as well. This bike seemed to have been used and used well, which is always a good thing if you ask me. My favorite thing about this bike is actually not the fork mount, but is actually the gussets. I love a steel frame with nice gussets. There, right here, oh man, it's so nice. And of course down the BB as well. Wow. Very nice, incredible. And we can't forget his campy collection. Let's start from this side. Okay, let's see if I can. Schmall. Schmall, schmall, schmall. Nothing but schmalls. Schmalls over here. Track, track, track. Small track. They're getting rarer and rarer these days. I think a set of these will look really nice on my Makino. But I'm loyal to Araya. And then this side we have Campy disc. Disc, disc, disc. And of course this is the black Campy. A black Campy, if you don't know, it is quite rare.
And that's the front.
It is a front too, so that's even rarer.
Yeah, that's front 700.
Oh, that makes it even more rare. Black Campy front disc. And then of course the almighty Sirocco. Am I saying that right?
I guess so.
Sirocco.
Sirocco, Sirocco.
Sirocco. The disc with 4 holes, that's what I like to call it. This thing looks awesome. Looks sweet. I think it will look really nice. Oh my god. So when I got here, I asked Romario, hey Romario, what are your top 3 bikes? And he asked me, hey, why don't you answer that question for me? What are your top 3 bikes in my collection? And so I'm going to go ahead and reveal to you guys my top 3 collections. I'm going to give you guys one from each of the following 3 categories: Japanese, Italian, and then carbon / everything else. That's how I'm gonna do it. All right, so let's go first to the Japanese. I'm gonna stay a little further over here so you guys can get the full view of the Japanese frames on the walls right there. If I had to choose one, just not for writing's sake, but just aesthetic wise, I'm gonna go with the white Ravenello, just because those techno wheels look so sweet. I am a big fan of that right there. I am a big fan of that. I think this looks really cool, really sweet, and if you ask me if I could ride this, I would ride it out in the streets. Definitely ride it in the streets. Now, let's go and look at the Italian. Oh, was it Italian? Italian slash whatever else, yeah. If you ask me, I'm gonna go and pick this guy right here. This is my choice for Italian slash everything else. European, I guess you can call it that, right? This GDR Texima steel frame. This is cool, and again, I already talked to you guys about the features it has on it, but that, I mean, any steel frame that has gussets, you've won me over. That's it. All right, very unique, very interesting. And then last but not least, carbon slash weird bikes slash titanium slash everything else. What do I want? What would I say is the best? This right here, the Rawson back there, the Lin, the Banana, Karima, or the Hara. Which one would I choose? I'm gonna have to go with the Yilin. Why the Yilin? Honestly, just for me, aesthetic wise, this bike looks phenomenal. I mean, you just gotta add some bar tapes to that, but besides that, like, I think the wheels look really good with this. Blue is gray, there's blue color, it goes so well together. I really like this, and I also feel like I could ride this on the street as well, as it is, right? So if I look at this thing, I don't know if I'm able to ride that on the street, right? Just because my back will be hurting. And same for the Hara as well. Like these two bikes, if I was to take it out on the streets, I would be afraid to ride them, to be honest with you. I'll be afraid. I'll be afraid to ride these bikes. And so that's why I think that Yilin will be my pick for this. Just because, again, aesthetics for me, right? Some can say, oh yeah, but the zip wheels are like super rare, right? Like, why don't you go with that? But I'm about function and form. And so both of these things have to go together for me in order for me to see a bike's true value. But nevertheless, this is an amazing collection. I am super amazed. This is actually my second time in this shop, and not shop, but just office. And you know, first time I was here, I was blown away. Second time I'm here, I'm blown away as well. Right, so Romario, the owner of this place, he doesn't want to be on video, but I do want him to say something. So go ahead, Romario.
I really love bikes and the community about collecting bikes. And throughout my journey of collecting bikes, I really enjoy it, and I realized that I always go for a rather unconventional build, and it all comes down to the way that I collect bikes. I don't want to collect the vintage ones as they are in the catalogs or as they are in the historical photos. That would be just collecting, but for me, I think it's more like a creative art form to me, because through combining different kind of components, making it very unconventional, I convey a message other than just history and culture, and I think that's a brilliant way to communicate with the bike community, with the viewers, with myself about the whole collecting process. It's just art, and I really do welcome people to come and visit me and talk about bikes. I'm a very how do you say it? Like the MBTI. I'm an I person.
You're an I person, but you're
when I talk about bikes, I become E.
I think you're very E.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'll leave Romario's Instagram handle somewhere on the screen, and you can hit him up if you're ever in Hong Kong to come and check out his collection. Again, I think anyone will be blown away from just looking at some of the bikes that he has here, because I know I am. Even though I'm not very familiar with all these different bikes, big names like, you know, Karima, Hara, all that, I still find joy myself coming in here and just looking at his collection in here, and I appreciate that, and I appreciate you guys joining us or joining me here and watching this video as well. If you like this video, as always, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button, and I'll try to provide more of these kind of contents for you guys in the future. Good job, Romario. I really enjoy being here. I can stay here for hours just looking at bikes, talking bikes with Romario, and just looking at parts, right? Individually, one by one. We can go from crank to crank to crank and talk about history and all that for hours on end. But unfortunately, all good things must come to an end. Talking and looking at Romario's bikes, man. Awesome collection. Again, if you're ever in Hong Kong, hit him up. He's a very nice guy, very knowledgeable, and all kinds of bikes, you know, from European bikes to Japanese bikes, mostly fixed, and track bikes, right? But yeah, drop by if you're ever in Hong Kong and give his office a tour. You won't regret it. I promise you that. I appreciate y'all joining me on this ride. As always, don't forget to go